Okay, they are bringing the pain. They are bringing the pain. Okay, I feel sorry for these infantry. They're being caught in the crossfire between two separate forces and the entire goddamn Soviet Air Force. Yeah, you might want to shoot them. I mean, I know you're panicked, but... Yeah, they're coming from this way. Without a doubt. Doubt my mortar's gonna reach there, so... Yeah, I feel bad for those Marines. Yeah, right. Let's build up some artillery. Fortunately, the Ihawks will be able to protect us from that. Yeah, they got torn apart. Eesh.
Just waiting for a target to fly by, and then...
Oh, we could take one of them. Perhaps. No, we just crippled it. There's no point in crippling it because... well, you know.
Air defense ready.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what I can do. I'm gonna have to... Yeah, what I'm gonna do is capture Gulf. I think that's as much as the fighting's gonna happen in this. Arthois would be really annoying to take because there's no open spaces. It's all hills and urban. Actually, this pretty much this entire map is hills and forests and urban places. It's a really tricky map to actually win anything on. Can't exactly say I like it. Alright. I wonder if they have anything in Bergen. So let's see. So what we're gonna have to do is the sole objective of this mission is to finish with Gulf secured. To do that, let's see. Do we have any support other than our missiles? No, we don't. Hellfire Seahawks. That's interesting. What do we have? We have Prowlers, which are anti-radar missiles. Intruder bombers. Tomcats, which look like air superiority fighters. Yep. And Hornets, which are... what are they? We've got missiles. They've also got bombs, so I guess they're anti-everything. Pretty expensive too. They must be like... what year are they? 1987? Well, that's quite a late fighter for this era. Probably going to advance this recon unit just so we can see a bit more. What's the keybus we have? Wow, 80 game dragons at only 11. Oh, the AP power is 12, so I'm guessing that's not that good. I'm going to put some infantry in here. One up here. And one in here, just form a perimeter. They're equipped with the M202 Flash, which is a napalm bazooka. It's like a quad barreled launcher. Then we're going to put two 80 game dragons in here. And two Stinger teams. Also going to support that with 4 tanks. Logistics for the KM units. Mortars up on the hilltop. Because hopefully that extends the range. Although I'm doubtful if that would actually work, but you never know. And then we'll save up. Within 8 minutes, should have enough to buy a command vehicle for Gulf. Although although we're gonna have to do one of those like eye-to-eye staring contests where both sides spawn a bunch of units within each other. Not within each other, you know, within visual range. That's what I meant. So while we're in this sort of lull in the fighting, might as well talk about my grand scheme. So I was looking at the actual winning conditions of this, and I thought it was you guys played until you killed each other, but actually you have to capture 3 sectors within 12 days, and I think this is day 8, so we're running out of time. So my plan to use the German forces to deploy to help the French and then push up through Sweden might have to be put on hold just because I don't have the time for it. I might have to drop airborne forces, but I think the 3 cities are Oslo, Copenhagen and Stockholm, and I hold Oslo and Copenhagen. And Copenhagen's defended by the French, and then we have these 2 groups defending Oslo. They're in Norway defending Oslo. And then have that British force which is in Sweden on rest and recuperation. So my plan was to use the German force, then the French demo will be relieved whenever I buy the German force and move it up. Then the French demo rest and recuperate in Copenhagen to like keep the city safe. And also obviously getting their points back, and then the British and the Germans join up to take Stockholm. But I don't think I have enough turns for that because it will probably take a while for the Germans to get that far. So I might just have to look at whatever I have and either support the British with airstrikes or whatever commando raids, whatever I can afford. Actually, I think one thing was I was going to send in a command tank, but seeing as this area is not really under any threat, it doesn't really warrant a command tank. So I'll just swap them around. I'm also looking at Gaul. So Gaul, I'm gonna have to fight through here, through the towns, open fields, probably through the forests. Their command vehicle is probably somewhere in the open fields, but it could retreat to here as well. Interesting enough, they're not going to take Bergen, which means they won't have access to it in the next match, so they'll be limited to our house and Gaul. I'm thinking so. Also, they're going to have an air corridor, so they're going to be spamming jets because we saw when the US Marines met their end here. Never forget. I'm going to have to bring in some Air Force, or some of my IHawks, so they're going to have to be brought out in force to defend this, which probably will leave me exposed if enemy forces from our house use jets, because I'll have to use all my IHawks to support the attack on Gaul. But they'll be able to bring in a lot of tanks, and that's the problem. Normally, under this circumstance, I could probably sneak some infantry round to cut off reinforcement routes, but because Gaul has such an open reinforcement route, look, it comes through this road, I'm not going to be able to do that. Okay, so let's just move the command tank. So now you're finished. I want you to move fast to here.
I knew you wouldn't leave us idle for long.
Let's unload all of you guys. You probably have better optics than your trucks anyway.
Sir, yes, sir.
Trucks move up to here. It's a pity the trucks aren't equipped with anything useful, but that's just how it goes.
Who do you want us to transport?
Trucks go up to here. Oslo is probably the best sector to take, because if I hold Oslo, that might affect the retreat route, because we're not fighting in Oslo at the moment, we're fighting in a sector next to it. So if by holding the Oslo sector, I might restrict their ability to retreat over to Oslo. But yeah, so we've got this fight which lines down to our house. Again, our house isn't going to be an easy place to take. I'm hoping they'll forget about it, but if I concentrate my forces at Gaul, maybe the computer won't spawn anything at our house, so I won't have to worry about it. Hoping so, but when you look at it, our house is a nightmare to take. It's got all these houses here, trees here. Reinforcement route's quite clean in that it's coming over a bridge, and I don't have any airborne forces, so I can't drop them on any of these islands to break it. There's this hill here, which I guess I could bring up some tanks over the hill and shoot down into the city, but then they'll probably combat that in some way. I think Gaul's the easiest place to take it. I mean, Bergen's similar. It's got a huge town. If you won't be able to take that place without a huge amount of infantry. Although its reinforcement route might be a bit easier to cut. Definitely, Oslo's got the reinforcement routes the easiest to cut because it's a road going through the forest. But of course, the AI is not smart enough to cut reinforcement routes.
At the ready, sir.
You know what? I'm just gonna buy you some units to take here and here. Not even, actually, I doubt they'll get there in 2 minutes. But India will be nice because I'll be able to deploy recon units up here. Because I think this forces a lot of initiative still. So
Artillery adds dignity.
I'm gonna fire some shots in there. I mean, they'll be resupplied with their ammunition anyway when the next fight starts, and if they hit something, they hit something. And morale, I don't think morale carries over. Right, so we've secured Gulf, so that's the primary mission secured. Why has this guy got an explosive on him? Oh, rough ground. Well, doesn't matter. So, I think that ends pretty much one of the most boring episodes I've had yet. I might give a warning on the video title. Warning, this episode contains no combat whatsoever. Because all it's been is me driving around buying units and talking about what I'm going to do in the next episode, maybe. And it won't be the next episode because we'll probably be visiting the Dima again. Okay, I'm going to have to tell these guys to secure this area. Pretty much as soon as they get into it. Because we only have 43 seconds. Here's the dramatic climax. Will this command vehicle make it to Echo? Don't drive in there.
My staff and myself are ready, sir.
Stop. So India is secured.
My
We have
staff
23
and myself are ready,
seconds.
sir.
Can the command vehicle make it to Echo? Not by going through the forest, he won't. 10 seconds. He's not going to make it, is he? I should have bought him earlier. 4, 3. Nope, he's definitely not making it to Echo. So that is probably the first proper draw we've had of the whole game. Yeah, that was a boring finish. I'm going to see if... hopefully that's the end of the mission so I can talk about strategy more. Is it? Yeah, it's the end of the mission. No, it isn't. There's another force attacking Dima. We'll see this in the next episode, but until then, this has been All Regent. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. I'm getting sick of this.